So let's talk about hiring 101. So who you hire is very, very, very important for your business. So when you first get started, of course, it'll probably you and your partner. You'll be on the front lines. People will see your face. They'll see your smile. They'll see your great customer service. But as you grow, you're going to have to hire people to hopefully extend the same type of smile, great customer service, etc., that you have been doing to build your business from the beginning. And so what I've learned over time is that the people that you hire, they can make or break your company. They can help you grow and scale very quickly, or they can do the complete opposite. They could completely run your business in the ground with their bad attitude, with their undependability, if that's a word, and with just a number of bad driving, a number of bad things. And so we want to focus on ciphering out and finding and being able to identify people who are going to grow our business in a positive forward movement. So here are 3 hiring basics that will be able to help you hire the right candidates. So number 1, never, ever, ever hire out of desperation. What it does is compromise your standards. You're just basically fulfilling a quick need. And so anytime you are looking to just fulfill a need, you might hire somebody that's not even an EMT. That happens a lot here in the metro area. You might hire somebody that just isn't an ideal candidate and you already know they're not. But because you're chasing money, or you're chasing whatever, you might be willing to take the risk, and that risk could cost you your business in the long run. So never, ever, ever hire out of desperation. Number 2 is, I would say, to make sure you have a set rules and guidelines already set forth before you hire this new candidate or anybody. And this usually comes in the form of an employee handbook, etc. And so what you want to do, you want to spend a lot of time with your new hires, explaining to them step by step each thing that comes along with being employed by you. You're basically setting the rules and expectations, some guidelines. An example of what I have in my business is if you are more than 7 minutes late to work, you're paid docked basically by 50 cents. If you come unprofessionally dressed, you get your pay docked again by 50 cents. If you are not doing your EPCRs in a timely manner, you get docked again. So I usually let my employees know ahead of time, hey, you're paid based on performance. If you are not performing at the level of which I need you to perform, I'm gonna hit you in your pockets. And usually that handles the issue. But I set that rule up very firmly in the beginning, along with a lot of other rules, so that it's not in question of how should I operate when I work for Tiffany's company. So I think that is a major thing. And I think on top of that, the other major thing is making sure you enforce these rules. So you don't wanna have all these rules and all these guidelines, and then you never enforce it and people just do what they want to do at your company. So big thing, make sure you have enforceable rules that you are operating within. So number 3, I would say to have a pre-built criteria for your ideal candidate. To me, I can only speak for myself, an ideal candidate would be someone that is on time. On time to me is arriving prior to your set start time. That's what on time means to me. Number 2, making sure that they have a good attitude, that they're gonna represent your company well anywhere they may go. Another thing would be like their professionalism. Are they professionally dressed? How do they resolve and handle conflict? So those are things that I'm looking for in candidates. Of course, in competency as well. Are they coachable? And I would want to write down things that I would be looking for in an interview that would kind of give me clues that this person embodies these things. So number 1, if they show up on time to the interview or they're a little early, that would probably mean that in life, they probably are on-time people. If they come in a white tee and sweatpants, that probably would mean that they don't really care about their appearance or how they show up for anything important. So that I would give them an X for that. If I ask them a question around how they resolve an issue, or if I ask them a question about anything that they need improvement upon and they can't think of anything that they need to work on, then that probably means that they're not coachable. Or, I mean, it can mean many things. But so I kind of already know ahead of time what my ideal candidate looks like and how they show up. And I go with my gut and I go with those pre-written prerequisites, basically. And then, upon hiring, of course, we can't ever really determine if someone is a good or bad hire. At the end of the day, some people just know how to show up with a great representative in an interview. And maybe they show up with a great representative in the first month of employment. But I would say I usually have like a dating phase, of which that usually takes 90 days. It takes me usually 90 days to figure out if someone is a good fit for my company, if I'm a good fit for them as well. And so within that first 90-day period, if they violate any rule, regulation, any policy, anything that they do that makes me feel uncomfortable with how they're representing my business, I let them go. And I let them go with pride, because I know that down the road it's probably going to save me a lot of headache. It's probably going to save me a lot of money, maybe even. And it's the better thing to do for my business. So again, hiring is very important. We want to make sure the people that we hire and that we pay a lot of money to, they deserve to work for a great organization like the ones that we have. And so I just want to encourage you guys to take the time to know who to look for. If you don't have any pre-written guidelines or a handbook or anything like that, I would say to Google handbook. There are a lot of handbook wizards out there, or maybe you can go to your payroll provider. Maybe they provide a handbook to you, but just start by just using a pre-written template and then going from there and dialing down it a little bit deeper as to what you would like. And really what you could do is tap into the Ambulance Academy. We share all that information in our course and in our mentorship program. So if you're interested, please feel free to click the link below to find out how you can work with us. Thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe to find out more tips and insights on how to own and operate your own ambulance.